Watford have confirmed Javi Gracia as their new manager. We understand it's a 2-year deal. It's Gracia's second stint at the club following the sacking of Paolo Pezzolano, who we're told has fallen out with nearly every Watford player. A 22nd different manager under the club's current owners then. So what does talkSPORT's Simon Jordan make of that?
The extreme is the Watford model, but as a matter of course, it has worked. Watford have no God-given right to be in the Premier League. The scale of Watford as a football club is always punching up to be able to achieve things. And the Pozzos, don't believe that a manager needs to be kept in a job to achieve certain levels of success.
Meanwhile, Steven Gerrard is widely regarded to be the favourite to take the reins at Ibrox. It's a question of whether he wants to go back to Rangers. Rio Ferdinand told talkSPORT we can expect Steven Gerrard to return to football management very soon.
When I interviewed him, he left me in no uncertain terms that he wants to be a manager, and he's got full confidence in doing that. And he's itching to get back in now. Right. I think I personally, he never said this to me, but I personally think just the energy that I felt in that room, if Rangers came calling, that he'd go and he'd at least have that conversation.
Gerrard also making headlines after he called England's so-called golden generation disconnected and egotistical losers. Ali McCoy says you wouldn't have found those problems in the Scotland camps he was involved in.
There was never, ever a split. Our boys always got on well, always sat at the dinner table together. Over
in the England camp, Harry Kane has emerged as a doubt for Thursday's friendly against Wales. The captain is training indoors because of an ankle injury, with Jarell Quansah also following his own programme away from the 22-man group. talkSPORT brings you live commentary from Wembley on Thursday. And are we about to have another Glenn McGrath 2005 moment ahead of the Ashes? There are suggestions from down under that Aussie captain Pat Cummins is set to miss the first test and potentially the whole series. Aussie cricket journo Bharat Sundarasan has more.
He has been going to the gym, he's been doing all his rehab work, but what the scans have shown is not promising enough for him to already start bowling. So he's still a few weeks away from bowling. Or forget about bowling at full tilt, just bowling to start with.
Welcome to the Sports Bar and Talk Sport. I'm Jamie O'Hara, over there. Jason Cundy.
Hello, mate.
Oh, what's the matter?
Not well, mate.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
No.
Oh, dear. Manchester United guy Jim Ratcliffe has been at it again. He's sat down for an exclusive interview with the Times. He's only gone and said he wants to give Amorim the 3 years on his contract. Wow. United fans, you have to accept it now. Back the manager. 03 717 2233 44. How do you feel about your owner as well? Arsenal as an example. He's using them as an example. They've won nothing. Elsewhere, we're joined in the studio by Callum Best, the head of the 20th anniversary of the passing of the legend that is George Best. He's coming in at 11 o'clock. We'll build up to England versus Wales tomorrow night live on Talk Sport. But Man United fans, want to hear from you. 03 717 2233 44. What's the matter, mate?
Hello, mate.
What's the matter?
Listen.
You're not thinking well?
Listen, I'm after I need some sympathy. Right? Don't know what's happened, mate. Well, I do know what's happened.
What's happened?
I woke up yesterday morning with a little bit of a throat. And I braved it yesterday, mate. I don't know how I made it in, mate. There are many men that would have failed to get in their car and drive, get into London, park up, walk the streets, shivering, sore throat, blocked up nose, headache. But I made it in, mate. A lesser man would not have made the journey. And I'm after some sympathy. I don't need to hear that, by the way, the old baby crying. I don't need to hear that.
You're getting no sympathy on here. You know
I want to quit. It's not going to help. Get rid of the baby, by the way. Right? Get rid of that.
Mate,
right?
come on.
Right? No, I'm telling you now.
Mate, you've got the easiest job in the world. You come here and talk garbage.
Tell you now, right? I want some sympathy. I want... Right. I want...
Loads of shows on well. Loads. Most of them after I beat her.
I want to quit. No. When I woke up, I didn't know I was going to make it in, mate. Seriously. Many men out there that wouldn't have braved it. But I have. I've come in here because the loyal listener needs me.
No one cares, mate. No one cares.
I want people to phone up, give me some sympathy.
I'll tell you what.
That's what I want.
Just
phone up. Just start.
I'll tell you what, right?
Bit of sympathy.
I need some sympathy. I've had the day from hell.
Candy.
Right? Do you know what I've been doing?
What have you been doing?
Christmas shopping.
What?
Talk me through that. Talk me through it. My missus marched me round Bluter today.
What do you mean March?
Christmas shopping.
What do you mean March?
You wanted to go into Christmas shops. All the Christmas shops are out in Bluter. Massive.
Yeah, but...
Christmas shops. Christmas trees.
There's no need to do that.
Mate, my head's rolling. I couldn't get my head around it. It's October.
Who's had a worse day, you or me?
Definitely me.
I'd rather have your day, mate.
I don't know.
It's in bed, mate.
I'm getting dragged around the shops. Christmas.
I couldn't get out of bed, mate.
Christmas.
Couldn't drag my sorry
I'd rather
backside
be in bed.
downstairs.
I would rather be in bed.
Ill.
Than have to walk around Bluter.
I just want some
doing some Christmas shopping. It's unacceptable behaviour. Who puts up Christmas shops in October? October.
Only idiots go in there. In October.
I didn't want to be in there. Trust me, didn't want to be in there. Do me a favour. Stop whinging.
No, I just want.
Stop whinging.
No,
just get on with it.
Do you know what? Right, when
sound like
when you're not feeling great.
Sound like Man United. You do.
Not feeling great. All I want is just to someone look after me, right?
No, I'm not looking after you, mate. No one's looking after you. Got one for that.
Just want people just phone up and say, listen, mate, hope you pull through.
No. Absolutely not.
Just pull through the show. Do your best.
Look, we've got loads to talk about. We was going to do, something a bit fun, but we've got Sir Jim.
Yeah,
he's gone at it again. He spoke about United gaffer Ruben Amorim and how much time we'll give him to turn things around at the club.
We have to be patient. And, we have a long-term plan. It isn't a light switch. And, you can't run a club like Manchester United on knee-jerk reactions to some journalist who goes off on one, every week. Sorry.
So Amorim gets at least the rest of the season then?
Amorim, he's a good guy. Yeah,
That's not the same thing. He's a good guy. It's not the rest of the season.
I would say Ruben, he needs to demonstrate that he's a great coach over 3 years.
So you give him 3 years?
Yeah, that's where I would be. Yeah, 3 years, because football's not overnight.
No, and as you say, the Alex Ferguson example is exactly that, isn't it?
And you look at Arteta at Arsenal. He had a miserable time for the first couple of years. Yeah.
You're looking at Arteta. They've won nothing.
No. Point is, mate, but I don't think it was as miserable as what they had last season. And, it started iffy, had a couple of decent results. I saw the highlights. Apparently, they weren't particularly great second half against Sunderland at the weekend.
Right.
I don't know why.
Why is he doing that? Why is he coming out with all that stuff?
Isn't the public declaration of how far we're going to spend a relationship together in a manager and a football club a contract? So I don't think he needs to come out and say that. The contract is evidence for us, and Man United fans to say how long is this he sees us being together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why he has to come out. The problem he's going to have is if things go south. They got Liverpool away, right?
Yeah, the next 4 games: Liverpool away, Brighton at home, Forest away, Spurs away.
Yeah.
He loses all 4 of them. Don't tell me he's got 3 years left in his contract. He's gone.
Yeah, I don't know why he feels the need to come out and say it when the contract that he has signed is for another 3 years, I believe, right? So that's the evidence. That's all you need. If things don't go well, which there will be some bad results, I think Man United fans are expecting there may be some green shoots of recovery. What do they expect? Man United fans tell us what you think your football club should be achieving next season. I was listening to Hugh earlier saying that top half is a minimum requirement. Minimum. My gosh, that's where United are.
I don't know if that's acceptable. Just top half.
That's
what they finished 9th. You're telling me that's a good season for Man United?
That's the minimum requirement. Minimum, he said. I don't think it's acceptable, but that's the minimum requirement: is get yourself up in that top half of the table.
Oh, come on!
Right? Look, don't listen. Don't have a pop. I'm not feeling well, right? You said it, right? And that Man United fans will tell us what they.
Well, you know what? We've got a load of Man United fans, but because you're feeling unwell, I think we should do an hour just talking to you. So,
Let's cut the lines, mate. Help me out, mate. All I want is people just to phone up and just say, hope you get better soon.
No,
mate. That's all I want.
Let's go to Michael. He's a Man United fan. All right, Mike?
All right, Mikey.
I'm all right, yeah.
How you feeling about Jim coming out?
Well done. He wants to say something to me, I think. I think he does. Mikey, want to say something to me?
How you hope you get better soon, mate.
Oh, thanks, matey. Do you know what? That's the nicest thing someone said to me all day. Boring! All right, better than old numbnuts next to me. Go on then, what do you want to say?
Mikey, what's going on? Come on. 3 years. You've got
Right.
3 years of him.
Okay, what planet is he living on?
Well,
Jim Ratcliffe. I mean, seriously, the results from last season.
Yeah, but
Jason picked it up the other week. He said the body of work when Amorim came in from last season to this season not really improved that much. The results show that this guy is way out of his depth. He is sinking. He needs armbands.
Well, you're 10th at the minute, right? I mean, you've had some results have been, you're still inconsistent, but, is there green shoots of recovery or not?
Well, okay, so when you're a Man United manager, it doesn't matter. It's not about beating the lesser teams. We can't even do that. It's what you do against the big team. He hasn't beaten enough big teams.
We beat Chelsea the other week, but, world champions.
I don't think we did. Yes, the results show we did.
Big teams.
But there was circumstance why we beat them.
Yeah, okay, Liverpool away, that is a game because you do not want to be going there and getting turned over convincingly.
Well, we could. It's happened before,
sounds like you want him out.
I feel like, right, and I was listening to Hugh earlier. And
Me?
No, not Hugh. Not you, Hugh.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So I was listening to Hugh earlier.
Okay.
But it's the international break, and we're talking about Man United, and that's because Sir Jim has put them under the spotlight again. I don't know if he does it on purpose, but there's just no need for it. There's no need for the owner to come out and talk about Ruben Amorim's contract. There's just no need for it.
He's got
Puts
2
him
weeks
under
off
scrutiny.
now. He's got 2 weeks off.
He could have disappeared, right? Concentrated, get himself away, regroup. You've had a result, come back, and you've got a massive game, build up to it. He's got to talk about his contract and 3 years and, all this nonsense. There's just no need for it, Mike.
Mikey?
Mike?
600 million quid to build a football team. He couldn't even do that. You're going to give this guy whatever it is, he should be sacked. We spent over £1 billion since Fergie left. Over £1 billion.
No, but
I just said it all. We lost our lead. We lost the leader. We've never replaced Sir Alex Burke. We never will replace him.
That's not Sir Jim's fault.
No, but
it's not Amorim's fault.
Well, here's the problem. You said it, and I've said it. He shoehorned him in. His body of work shows he's not adaptable. He doesn't change. The results will still be the same.
He's not. Well, you did beat Sunderland at the weekend. Kept a clean sheet.
Oh, come off it. We should be beating those teams all day long.
I don't know,
Those
mate.
teams we should be beating Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs, Man City.
No, I don't think.
Those what you get judged on as a Man United manager. That's how it's always been when I've been brought up, and I was back in the day. Big Ron Atkinson came in.
But you're not that club at the moment, are you? That's.
We never will be.
Well,
We're under this lot.
All right, Mikey. He's not happy. He's not happy. Look, Sir Jim he's done it again. Man United fans, 2 more years of Ruben Amorim. Yeah. Would you accept that?
Number 2.
If you carry on with the performances that he's putting in, a few results here and there. 03717 22 33 44. Football on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. You're going to be joined in the studio by Callum Best. You can have some questions for him. He's going to be talking about his dad. 03717223344. We're taking your calls on all things Man United after Sir Jim Ratcliffe has come out and said he's willing to give Ruben Amorim 3 years to prove his worth at Old Trafford. Hugh Wozencroft broke the news earlier on kick-off and had this to say on Ratcliffe's comments.
For me, I look at the football club. Firstly, who keeps putting Sir Jim Ratcliffe in front of a microphone to talk about the club?
Maybe him.
And that's another alarm bell. Like, if there's no one in the room that can just say no to him, or even say, if you're going to go and do a podcast about business, talk about your other businesses. Please. He actually said in this interview that the Glazers wouldn't fire Ruben Amorim over his head. He actually said they can't really run a club that's as complex as Manchester United from over the pond. Well, they seemed to do it before you got there. They weren't great, so I'm not saying that he's wrong on that, but my point is, if they wanted to fire Ruben Amorim, they would. If all the fans at Manchester United decide to boycott and not go to games and stop spending money, Ruben Amorim will get dropped immediately. There is no point making a promise that the Glazers won't sack him.
Right, let's go to Abdul. He's a Man United fan. Abdul?
All right, Abdul.
What's up, you okay?
All right, mate.
How are you, mate? Are you good?
Cundy, what's the problem?
Yeah, I'm struggling, mate. I'm here, though, mate. I'm battling on. Go on, what do you want to say?
Listen, before I start, right, I say I'm in or out. I'm going to make a promise to you. When I get rid of Amorim today, I promise you, comes in next, in a year, we're going to be in the same position and asking for the money to get sacked again.
So you're sit tight for the time being, yeah? Abdul?
Okay.
Abdul, your line's no good, mate. I'm going to move on. I'm going to go to Wayne. He's a Man United fan. Wayne?
Hey, how you doing, Jamie? All right, mate?
I'm all right, Wayne. I'm all right. Go on, let's talk about Amorim. Talk about Ratcliffe.
Yeah.
3 years?
Yeah, I'm happy, mate. I'm just quite relieved, actually, coming down M6 in my truck when I heard the news. It's all put to bed now. Just get Shaw sorted out and Dallow out of that team. Get Believer in that midfield. He sorted the keeper out. Listen, mate, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And we're not a light switch. And the Rats come out today and put my mind at rest. Can't believe it. I'm dead happy, mate.
All right, look, listen, I'm all for owners coming out and backing the manager, but it's a results-based business, right? Ratcliffe's come out and has backed him, but the performances on the pitch have been terrible. They've been absolute garbage. If you go and lose the next 4 games, let me tell you, Amorim will be gone.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. I mean, the Rat come out and said we were skint and we made an absolute fortune. So I believe in whatever he says. I take it with a pinch of salt. It's definitely, I agree with that. But at the end of the day, Jamie, we're improving, mate. I was there. I know it's only Sunderland. I seen you this morning. Hey, can I just ask you something, Jamie? If that cardigan had burst open, that button had come right through my telly, mate. I think you might. You put a bit of beef on, lad. Bit of beef.
Snug fit, mate. Snug fit.
Nothing was working hard on that button. It's the hardest working man on TV.
What? How are you doing, snotty nose? I'm glad you made it in. What's up with you, mate?
I got a little bit.
Get a sickie, lad.
Got a little bit of flu.
Yeah,
Jamie, I've braved it.
Go on, mate. Go on, Jace. What are you saying?
But do you think he needed to say it? The contract tells you what the stability is, isn't it? Did you need to hear that? Because I think all that's going to happen is that there will be a point in the next season, 2 seasons, I would have thought, that he has to back up that statement. Now, there may well be. Look, he done the same with Ten Hag, right? He gave Ten Hag a year's contract, right? Extended his contract after he won the FA Cup, right? 4 months later, he's sacked. He's sacked. You know, I just don't know whether he needs to come out and make those noises. I wouldn't have come out and said, keep it quiet. We're talking about it now. I just think Amorim feels. I don't know whether it's helped him, to be honest. We'll find out.
I mean, like I said, then I take everything what the Rat says with a pinch of salt. I mean, he's going on about would the Glazers sack him and all that, and then he's trying to override what they're saying. If they can't sack him, I won't be sacking him. But at the end of the day, I'm like what Jamie's just said. If we're hovering round the bottom 3 come Christmas, January, them 2 years have gone out the window.
Okay, here's a question. Here's a question for you then, Wayne. What is acceptable for Man United for Amorim to stay in the job for 3 years? What needs to be achieved?
Right. My opinion is this season, with that forward line we've got, we're not going to make Champions League. I'm not going to come out and say something pathetic. If we can end up 8th or 9th this year, get that defence in the midfield sorted out. He's got Semi in there who looked marvellous at weekend. I know it's only... If we can stay in the top half of the table, it's like I've said, and the Rats said it, it's definitely a marathon and not a race.
No, but 8th or 9th, mate. I'm sorry, Wayne. I'm sorry. 8th or 9th's not acceptable. I don't think that's... Like Thomas Frank's in at Spurs. If we finish 9th, I'd say it's a bad season. I wouldn't be happy with that. I don't know why you're accepting 9th. You're Man United.
You're not going to get anywhere. No, I like your face was a picture today when that presenter was going on about Southgate, and you went, what? He didn't know what to do, did he? And I'm the same. Who are you going to give that job to, in all honesty? Who's going to make this team at the minute any better? I don't know of anybody.
No, I know. I understand what you're saying. It's a tough job to go in at, and but there's plenty of managers out there. But you say ninth's acceptable for Manchester United this season. I don't know if that is.
No, there's things about being acceptable. What's the minimum requirement? Because when they're going right, they were the fifth best worst side in the league last season, right? There are problems with that football club from top to bottom, right? There has to be signs of improvement. It's unacceptable. But what's the point? See, if he may not finish 8th, right? Are you going to sack him for that? Because there is proof, whether you like it or not, and it may not be the improvement the Man United fans want to see, but you can't argue that is an improvement on last season.
They get any worse.
Well, look, you lot underachieved last season. You were a more stable football club than Manchester United are, right? And you're showing that now, right? Got a good manager come in. I don't think that it's a sackable offence. If he finishes 15th, right? I don't know how he stays in his job. If he finishes 8th. I think that, and it depends what he's doing in the cups, right? If he gets knocked out by, they've already been
knocked out by Grimsby,
right? Been bumped out of one cup.
He's got one more cup to play, and they're not in Europe.
The season's over, isn't it? Really, when you.
Do you know what I mean? Like
the FA Cup, mate. They've got history.
Okay, yeah, all right. If they get knocked out of the FA Cup and they finish, finish 8th or 9th, I don't know. Mate, they signed them Buemo, Cunha, and Sesko.
Yeah, but there's problems. That's not. They've solved that problem in some ways, but they still have issues all over the pitch, don't they? We'll see, mate.
Wayne, thanks.
I don't think it's sackable if you finish it. I think that Man United fans know and the club know that this is a big ship to turn around.
I just can't get my head around how it's just acceptable for Man United to be garbage and they're just sticking with a manager now because.
I hear you, but if you change the manager again? What do you hope for then? What's the next move? Who do you bring in? What is the next?
A decent one. One that gets results.
And Amorim's not going to do that.
I don't believe he's. I don't think he lasts this season. Let alone 3 years.
Well, I'd said before Christmas, but big rats put me in my place.
Well, as you said, things change with him pretty quickly. Let's go to Thomas. He's a Man United fan. Tom.
Good evening, gents. How are you doing?
All right, Tom.
I'm all right, Tom. What have you made of the comments today?
Yeah, it's interesting. Pretty much the last 5 minutes of the conversation have made my call pretty much void. I'm in the same boat as Wayne, and actually, Cundy, I think you've made a lot of good points. I haven't heard the line of questioning as to what the interviewer was asking or if that was the situation, so I don't know whether he needed to actually speak about his contract. But to be honest, I feel like we get a bit of stability from this. I know that perhaps not in the results, but we're a very loyal fan base. I feel like this could unite us. I hope it unites us even more. We sing Ruben's name at every single match. I think if he does go at some point this season, personally,
off most weeks.
Would like to think. Personally, I'd like to think that he doesn't go. If he does, I just then worry for Ratcliffe. I worry that it makes him look weak again. The fans may then turn on Ratcliffe, and we're back to square one.
I don't think he's helped himself at all, Ratcliffe. I don't think he's thought this one through. Honestly,
I do. Yes.
You make a good point. You make a good point there, Tom. You actually do. You make a really good point because he's come out and said what he said. If he does sack him now, people go, what is this?
Well, he's done it before, right? The conversation around Eric Ten Hag, the reason that he was kept in that job was because there was a toenail offside against Coventry City, right? Had he gone out and that goal stood in that semi-final of the FA Cup, he wouldn't have been there, right? He's won the FA Cup. He's got a stay of execution. Anyone in their right mind would have looked at that and gone, right, now's the time to make the change. Now's the time to do it. Gives him a year's contract. I think everyone with their eyes wide open and what was going on at United knew that Eric Ten Hag was just walking into the sack at some stage. The 1 year contract tells you that.
Mm-hmm.
And then 6 months, 4 months later, gets rid of Ten Hag. I don't know. I don't think the contract is enough evidence to say that we believe you're the man to lead us into the next 2-3 seasons, right? To come out now and say this when he's under pressure, and then he starts looking at the media about a knee-jerk reaction. My God, the way the season has started kind of mirrors a little bit like last season. It can't happen again.
Tom, what's acceptable for Man United this season?
Oh, I mean, I've heard, I think, Simon Jordan say that he thinks that we can get into the top 6. Anything's possible, but I feel like, you know, it's not acceptable, but it is a journey. I would take top 10 this season and then hope for improvement next season. That's just where we are at the moment, and I think that a lot of fans need to accept that, sadly.
I mean, right now, who do Man United finish above? I mean, it's realistically, right? Who do you think they finish above? I've got the league table here, right? Who are they finishing above? Who's the team you look at and go, right?
Okay, well, all right, well...
Sunderland?
I mean, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, Everton, Sunderland.
Crystal Palace just won a 20 unbeaten game.
Yeah, I know, but it's Man United.
I know it's Man United, but you telling me that Man United... Look, Crystal Palace have done some unbelievable things. OK, they got beat at the weekend against Everton, right? But they're an unbelievable run. There's no sign or evidence to suggest that Man United are capable of going on a 3-game, 4-game run, 5-game run. There's no evidence at the moment.
But I'm not looking at the league table thinking Man United, there's no way they're getting above these sides.
I am. Newcastle finish above them. Tell you that for nothing. And they're blowing right now.
Only a point behind Chelsea.
You know. Can't believe it.
It's not great viewing, that, is it?
It's all right with 7th, mate. Point behind Palace.
All right, get your calls in. Talking about Ruben Amorim, Ratcliffe, as he's put his under the scrutiny again. When international break, we're talking about Man United. 03 717 22 33 44. Yeah, you are listening to the Sports Bar. Me, Jamie O'Hara, and Jason Cundy. We got Callum Best coming up. We're taking calls on Jim Ratcliffe, though. Former West Ham striker Dean Ashton was along Hugh Woozencroft on kickoff and had this to say on Ratcliffe's comments.
What happens when he tends to speak is he drops something that's quite controversial, and this is no different, because so many will have watched and felt that Ruben Amorim was under massive pressure. I know that they've won their last 3 home games, but it's not been convincing. It's not as if we're seeing the real fruits of Amorim's coaching and his style. Do I believe in just firing? No, I don't. And there is part of me that admires how stubborn he's been, how much he believes in that system and it working for Manchester United. So for him, what a boost of confidence that is to hear that from Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
Let's go to Luke. He's a Man United fan, right, Luke?
Luke Zaid.
Hi, gents. You all right?
I'm all right, Luke.
Right, matey.
How you feeling?
Good.
You got Amorim for 3 years.
Absolutely devastated, lads. I'll be honest with you. I think the decision that we're making as a club, as a board, at the minute, with regards of keeping hold of a manager that's clearly underperforming, probably one of the worst managers that we've had since Ferguson left. We're making the decision 3 or 4 managers too late. We've got rid of better managers. You know, Mourinho's gone, Van Gaal's gone, even Solskjaer in his terms at Manchester United had better spells than what Amorim's having. I just think it's like the lunatics running the asylum as it stands at the minute. And Cundy, get some Vicks on your chest, by the way, mate.
Yeah, you need some Vicks.
Yeah, Vicks.
Yeah, we sent someone out.
Yeah, I need to suck on a fisherman's friend, don't I?
You need to
That's
just...
what I need to,
Easy.
That's what I need to do.
Yeah. Look, Loki, I'm disappointed in Ratcliffe because he just keeps putting the club under scrutiny when they don't need it. Keep things in-house. You know, everything just seems to get leaked out of Man United these days, and sometimes just go quiet. Go about your business, do your job, get some results, and just run the football club behind closed doors. I don't know why it's always got to be a podcast or someone coming out and talking. There's just so much noise all the time.
They're showing a real lack of class at the minute as a football club goes. You know, I appreciate that Tottenham were down near us at the back end of last season as well, but seem to go about the business a bit better. And as Cundy's picked up on already, and coming from obviously with his background at Chelsea, the likes, they're showing a way of going about things, bringing the right manager, bringing the right recruitment in. And I think that's what Manchester United are lacking. They're lacking real leadership at the top of the club.
Let me ask you this, and this goes out to all Man United fans, right? Do you think that his race has actually run, and we're just watching him limp along until the inevitable comes? Or do you think and feel that maybe there is a chance that this can turn around and you can get results? I'm not talking about getting top 4 right now, but I'm just talking about having an half-decent season from where you were.
With regards to his tactics are going to be our Achilles heel this year, and because everyone knows that we're not willing to change from it, from an opposition manager's point of view, it's easy to set up against that then, because you know what formation we're going to be playing. You probably tell what our starting 11's going to be now, and so from a tactical point of view, or from the guys in the background doing the work. Their workers, their work from opposition analysis, if you like, their job's easy, isn't it?
Well, look, you've got Liverpool away next game, right? I remember last season, it was a draw. It was 1-1 or 0-0, right? But it was a defensively really solid, well-organised. It was the shape that he likes to play. And do you know what? You nearly nicked it in the end. I think Harry Maguire should have scored from memory, right? If he comes away with a 0-0, 1-1, right? Liverpool at the moment, they need a result as well, by the way. So, you went there last year when Liverpool were playing really well and, well organised and getting results under slot. If he comes away with something there might be something to build on.
Yeah, but I think we always pick ourselves up for the Liverpool and occasionally the City games, don't we? That's the given, but we're a team of the size of stature at Manchester United. It stands at the minute. We've got to be doing better against the teams that are lower down in the league. We've got the result against Sunderland, yes, accept that. But Brentford, I know they're a good side, but these are teams that we should be beating respectfully. To their fan base, their team, their players, and the setup that they've had.
but we should be beating these types of teams. We always seem to get ourselves up for the Liverpool game, but for me, it doesn't matter if we were in that result. The race is run for Amorim. We need to get rid. And I think they're probably keeping hold of him because no one wants the job. It's a bit of a poison chalice at the minute.
Don't worry, there'll be plenty of people out there.
All right, Luke, thanks for your call. Let's go to Graham. He's a Man United fan. Graham.
G-Dog.
Graham?
Hello?
Hi, Graham.
Hey, mate, you all right?
Yeah, good. Talking about your gaffer and Ratcliffe, what have you made of it?
Absolutely amazing what Ratcliffe said tonight.
Go on.
Why?
I think that will absolutely galvanise our club.
Say that again, Macy.
Going to galvanise it. Go on, why?
What he's done is he's brought us all together and he said, we are going to back this manager. And you know what that's reminded me of?
Go on.
Listen, everyone questions, why do we back our managers? Jamie, I'll ask you the question. Why do Man United fans back their managers through hard times?
I don't know. Go on.
The last one didn't.
Sir Alex Ferguson.
Right.
No one else has lived that, have they, mate?
What do you mean?
No one else has lived what we lived through with Alex Ferguson.
Right, okay. What's that got to do now?
No one else has had the manager that came in with absolutely amazing performances, what he did before, like Sir Alex did at Aberdeen. Do you remember that? Is the football knowledge up for that?
Well, yeah,
so what's this got to do with now, Graham? Come on, give us a little bit more on what's happening.
What it's got to do with now is we've got a manager now that came in from Sporting Lisbon who's done amazing things. Our club was in absolute shambles. Do we think we're going to get a manager come in and just take us to glory immediately?
Well, no.
No, Jason, you will understand this. Is that what you'd expect? Someone just to come in and take us to, winning Champions League next year?
No, I don't think anyone's suggesting that. I don't think, I think...
No, so it's a long-term project, is it? So to hear the owners actually say that, this guy needs 3 years, is that not something... Does that not mean something?
Well, I'm not so sure he needed to say it publicly like that because...
No, he did. He did.
He did, did he?
For United fans, trust me, I think you'll hear this on the radio. I listen to talkSPORT all day, every day. Other than 1 till 4. Right? But, right?
Great.
But I think it is. They're funny, but I go to the gym at that time. Right?
You go to the gym for 4 hours?
I think we needed to hear this. I think we needed to hear our manager, our owners, saying we're going to back this man.
Okay. All right.
All right, Graham. All right, let's go to Fraser, who's an Arsenal fan. Fraser?
Fraser.
Hello.
Hi, Fraser.
So I think the biggest issue isn't actually Amorim. I think Ratcliffe's done the right thing. A week ago, all the pundits were reporting, they're going to sack him in November to save 15 million. But he's saying that just to settle the fan base. Amorim's the right man. You just don't give him the time. It's the players. They're like babies now. Like the Red Devils, they used to be the champions of Europe. Like you used to go to their ground and you'd think your players are going to get at least injured. Ferdinand would put people on the ground. Now, Bruno, he dives over and cries about it, gets a free kick, they score, and that's it. They've lost their identity.
Okay, here's a question for you. When Arteta first came in at Arsenal, was it this bad?
I think it could have got this bad, but I think we had a good few transfer windows to sort it out, and they backed him to get it sorted. They didn't have any money. They brought in players that are attacking, which is great, but they needed that big monster player like a Gabriel that plays feared,
Yeah, I mean, it's a specialist formation. You do need the wing-backs for me are absolutely crucial. I've seen enough of my club play, of wing-backs.
Yeah.
And those, if you get them right, it gives you half a chance. You've got to get that right because that gets you up the pitch. Yeah. That gives you your width.
Yeah.
And if
legs in midfield.
You need legs in midfield. Well, you need, of course. But the Bruno, the buying of players like Cunha, and they all want to operate in that kind of similar area to where Bruno is. I think they'd have been better off perhaps not buying Mbuemo or not buying one of those. They need Shesko, right? They needed that because they let Hojlund go.
They needed Mbuemo.
Well, okay, but the problem you've got now? Where are you playing?
Bruno's playing centre mid.
Yeah, I know.
But that's the problem.
That's the point I'm making. It's now you now have they play with 2 8s pretty much.
Yeah.
Where that's the issue is there are lots of mini issues, right? The wing backs and the centre midfield. That's if they get the right man in there, a defensive midfield, for example, right? I'm just going to use Michael, right? They put Moises Caicedo in there, right? But all of a sudden you think, wow, that feels different, doesn't it? Get that position right. You bring in wing backs that know the role and understand the role, and enjoy playing the role. All of a sudden you've got yourself half a decent team here. They're not a million miles away, I don't think. But they're millions of pounds away. But I don't think they're a million miles away.
No, I don't either. I don't think they're 5 years away from being able to, be amongst it. But I just don't know if they've got the manager. All right, keep your calls coming in. Loads to go through. 03 717 22 3344.
I want to quit.
Listen to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. We're joined in the studio by Callum Best ahead of the 20-year anniversary of the passing of the legendary George Best. We're going to talk to him about Man United as well. He's a big Man United fan. We're taking your calls on Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and he's come out and said that he's willing to give Ruben Amorim 3 years to prove his worth at Old Trafford. Let's go to Naz, who's a Man United fan. All right, Naz.
All right, Naz.
Hello, boys.
How are you, Naz?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Can I just say something quick? I know you got Callum Best on, but I met Callum Best in 2008 in Santa Monica in Los Angeles at ye old King's Head.
Okay.
Tell him my name's Naz, Nurunda Chahal. He probably won't remember me, but I have seen him at Old Trafford as well.
Okay.
So I can embarrass him with a story, but I won't because this is...
Probably not.
Anyway, right. For the call. I wouldn't give Amorim 3 days, let alone 3 years.
Wow.
I followed the team since 65. My philosophy is very simple. If you don't get results, you're out. So I am looking at this in a very, very simplistic way. The guy's not for turning. He's like Margaret Thatcher. And more importantly, in this day and age, you need someone who can adapt to the opposition, who can see what's in front of them. So I just need him out of my club. And these guys are saying there's
You're not
nobody
going
else.
anywhere, Naz. That's the problem. Well, not the problem, but that's the reality of it, mate.
Jason, I agree. And Ratcliffe backing the Glazers, just my green and gold scarf came out. By the way, when I heard this story that he'd backed him for 3 years, I was opening a bottle of wine and pouring it into a glass, and I dropped the flaming thing. So I'll be billing him for that.
Why'd you do that?
What I do that?
Okay, but Naz, if he starts getting a few results, Amorim, he picks up a result against, Liverpool. He does pick up results when he comes back from an international break. All of a sudden you're creeping up the table and it looks a bit better for Man United. Is there a chance that he can stay in the job and you finish, in 8th or 9th this season and you say, you're right, that's progress?
Jamie, no, because it'll be up then down and there's no consistency. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. That United team is set up for Nuno Espirito Santo. We need someone who's defensively minded. We've got the forwards, we've got the wingers, we've got Sesko, a bit like Nottingham Forest type.
Yes.
We've got Fernandes, a bit like Gibbs White.
What's Nuno?
He would have been absolutely ideal for us, and we missed the boat. So I'd say go for Marco Silva or Iriola. Don't tell me there's nobody out there. There's you and me and Jason are better than Amorim. We could get better results.
If you want Cundy in the dugout, mate. I don't know,
Well, okay, James, it's you then.
I don't know if you want me in there either. I think I'll be like Andrew.
Yeah, Naz, you're throwing a lot of names around. I think for the foreseeable future, I think it's fair to say that, Rat has just decided he's going to stick with his man. And he's come out and he's told everyone, right? The problem he's going to have is if there are, and there will be a few results. That's Man United are that football club at the moment. There is no consistency.
But
they are
Jason,
that club.
You guys just turned out the next fixtures. If United win one of them, I'll be amazed.
Number
I'll
one.
Give this season up. I've given this season up as a loss.
Number two.
Brighton.
Number three.
Can't remember.
Number four.
Forest.
And then Spurs.
Number five.
Oh, Spurs.
Yeah.
3 away
Number
games
one.
you've got when you come back.
Winning a single one.
Well,
and do you think you'll still be there then?
Sorry?
Do you think you'll still be there after we lose?
It was a results-based business. I mean, look, your owner's come out and said he's going to back him. I take it with a pinch of salt because he got rid of Ashworth after bringing him in, and he got rid of Eric Ten Hag after 3 months. So at the end of the day, it's a results-based business. That is, I don't care what anyone says. You can say, oh, yeah, we've got him for 3 years. Well, not if you've lost 5 on the bounce, you ain't.
No.
He'd be gone. So Amorim's got, all right, he's come out and said, yeah, all right, we're going to back him. But he's got to get results. He's got to put in performances. The team's got to show that they're progressing as a club. If they don't, well, he's going to have to make decisions.
But the club ain't progressing, the team isn't progressing, and while I think one of the previous callers was spot on, while we get this same system week in, week out, the other teams will set up for us, even those that we expected to be week in, week out. Forget the Cities and the Liverpools and the Arsenals. And I'm talking about I was actually at Brentford. I was going to say Griffin Park, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
G-Tech.
I'm going back a long time.
You are.
And it was so disappointing. it's so disappointing to be outperformed, outrun, and outgunned by Brentford, who couldn't buy a win at a time.
Yeah,
Whooping.
That was a terrible.
All right, lads, thanks for your call. I'm going to go to Haaaaas. He's Man United as well, right, Haaaaas?
Haaaaas.
Hey, lads, you all right?
Yeah, good, mate. You all right?
Yeah, good, pal. Yeah, loving the show. Listen, always. I just wanted to say I agree with Ratcliffe, on what he said tonight. How many managers are we going to just sack after 12, 18 months? And obviously, it's just a vicious circle that keeps going around. So, obviously, I 100% back him. Give him 3 years.
Give him 3 years. Look,
Yeah,
Haaaaas,
3 years.
it's really easy to come out as an owner after you've just, you beat Sunderland, got an international break, so there's no games, right? It's really easy for an owner to come out and say, no, we're going to back him, give him 3 years. If he loses the next 4 games, are you still going to say, yeah, we'll give him 3 years?
Yeah, as I said, there's a lot to be done in that team. There's a lot of dead wood that he had to get rid of, which he has done. With Rashford, Casemiro's legs, we all know have gone. There's a lot of dead wood that can't be done in 1 or 2 windows. He needs at least 3, 4 windows and spend money on the team. How long are you going to go around in this vicious circle of sacking managers, saying these aren't our players, and then they were going round and round in circles? Back the manager, give him time, give him, obviously, back the philosophy. And
What philosophy has he? What philosophy? He's won 10 games since he's been there. 10.
Yeah, but as you can see from the...
What's the philosophy?
It's about a point a game he's picking up. That's what roughly he's picking up.
Relegation form you've put him, really, since he's come in.
Yeah, they are improvements. I mean, we're on 10 points at the moment. Arsenal, we should have won.
You lost.
Fulham, we should have been 3-0 up at half-time. Grimsby, okay, that was that.
Yeah,
what it
disaster,
was.
got beat, yeah. Beat by Brentford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone we beat City, we just didn't turn up. There are a few positives. If we could have beaten Arsenal, beaten Fulham...
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. All coulda, woulda, shoulda, mate.
Every fan does that.
Do you know what I mean? You haven't.
If only table.
You ain't winning games. You're right. You've won games I expected to. When you beat Sunderland, you beat Burnley, which was in the dying moments, by the way. It was a penalty. So really and truthfully, you've picked up 6 points where I expect you to pick up 6 points. Apart from that, you've been really average. Yeah. Really and truthfully.
How many chances? In the point of the game, we are creating chances, and they are improvements there. You can't go on the pitch and put the ball in the back of the net.
You keep saying there's improvements, right? Here's a stat for you, right? I'm going to tell me if this is improvement at Manchester United. They've won 6 matches in the Premier League in 8 months. These are the games, right? 2-0 versus Sunderland, right? Promoted team from the Championship. Beat Chelsea 2-1. They went down to 10 men after 4 minutes. You beat Burnley 3-2, switch 2, who were relegated. That's it.
Yeah.
6 matches in 8 months.
Yeah. Well, you tell
That's
me,
not
Jamie,
improvement.
If we sack the manager, and the manager wants his new players, and these players don't fit the system, well, where are we? We're back to square one. Was that right? Is that the right answer?
I mean,
if you went and got Glasner tomorrow, you're a better team.
Glasner plays that system.
I just can't. I can't just keep going around in circles.
I don't think anyone's suggesting we're at the sacking stage right now, are we? We're not suggesting that next week he's going to get the sack if he gets loose to Liverpool. But I think in the next going into the new year, mate, at Christmas, that is going to be where are United? What do they look like? Who are they? What are they as a football club and a football team? Are they capable of stringing results together?
Well, we'll see. We're going to be joined in the studio next. Callum Best is coming up. You got any questions for him? We're going to be talking about George Best. 03717 22 3344.
Watford have confirmed Javi Gracia as their new manager. We understand it's a 2-year deal. It's Gracia's second stint at the club following the sacking of Paolo Pezzolano, who we're told has fallen out with nearly every Watford player. A 22nd different manager under the club's current owners then. So what does talkSPORT's Simon Jordan make of that?
The extreme is the Watford model, but as a matter of course, it has worked. Watford have no God-given right to be in the Premier League. The scale of Watford as a football club is always punching up to be able to achieve things. And the Pozzos, don't believe that a manager needs to be kept in a job to achieve certain levels of success.
Meanwhile, Steven Gerrard is widely regarded to be the favourite to take the reins at Ibrox. It's a question of whether he wants to go back to Rangers. Rio Ferdinand told talkSPORT we can expect Steven Gerrard to return to football management very soon.
When I interviewed him, he left me in no uncertain terms that he wants to be a manager, and he's got full confidence in doing that. And he's itching to get back in now. I think I personally, he never said this to me, but I personally think just the energy that I felt in that room, if Rangers came calling, that he'd go and he'd at least have that conversation.
Gerrard also making headlines after he called England's so-called golden generation disconnected and egotistical losers. Ali McCoy says you wouldn't have found those problems in the Scotland camps he was involved in.
There was never, ever a split. Our boys always got on well, always sat at the dinner table together.
Over in the England camp, Harry Kane has emerged as a doubt for Thursday's friendly against Wales. The captain is training indoors because of an ankle injury, with Jarell Quansah also following his own programme away from the 22-man group. talkSPORT brings you live commentary from Wembley on Thursday. And are we about to have another Glenn McGrath 2005 moment ahead of the Ashes? There are suggestions from down under that Aussie captain Pat Cummins is set to miss the first test and potentially the whole series. Aussie cricket journo Bharat Sundarasan has more.
He has been going to the gym, he's been doing all his rehab work, but what the scans have shown is not promising enough for him to already start bowling. So he's still a few weeks away from bowling. Or forget about bowling at full tilt, just bowling to start with.
Good evening, you are listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, and Jason Cundy. We're going to hear from England manager in a bit, but we are joined in the studio by Callum Best. How are you, Cal?
Good to see you. All right, guys.
Long time no see. What have you been up to?
I've been avoiding you, brother, on purpose.
Yeah.
No, it's good to see you, my friend. You guys are smashing it. I was watching from the back room there. The best thing about this is your facial expressions. You can read what you think about the people calling in. You're like that. The facials, hands in the head, and you're going, oh, these poor guys.
Yeah, mate, look, it's good to see you. I mean, last time I see you, I think it was in our beefer, so we'll probably swerve that conversation.
That's like the guy that just called in now. He goes, oh, I saw Bestie in 2003 at the old...
in LA?
Yeah, there's that English pub, in Santa Monica. It's like the one English pub. And he's like, I'll tell you a story, but embarrass him. I'm like, good man.
Were you sweating?
Yeah, I was. I thought to myself, he could go anywhere with this. You know what I mean?
It could go literally.
You'll have to pull the cord on him real quick. You know what I mean?
Bestie, what have you been up to, mate? Because obviously you're with us to talk about George, but talk about you first, because you've been a busy boy. You're everywhere,
mate. I'm all good. I was thinking about the United game. I was up at Old Trafford when we beat Chelsea. That was a nice little touch. I'm trying to go up there a lot more this season. albeit probably not the best time to go, but I'm really enjoying it. Business is good, health's good. 44, feeling the best I've ever felt, mate. You know what I mean? We've known each other.
Time.
Yeah, well, we've all known each other.
Yeah.
I've known you just as long, you know?
Yeah. Last time I was out was you and Ghosty out in Manchester.
Yeah, and that was that 10, 12?
Oh, that is longer than that. That's 15 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must have been a good night.
Yeah. I couldn't even remember it last week in my head. You know what I mean? But I'm all right, mate. My health is good. My happiness is good. Business is good. And when you know, things have been good for a long time, but when you take better care of yourself, all the opportunities come around. You know yourself. As soon as you start focusing, you're smashing it here. You're doing all the bits. But when we're screwing about and having a bit of fun, you miss out on these potential opportunities to take care of yourself and your loved ones around you and all that.
Yeah. Look, I've got to talk to you about. Look, let's start with Man United, because I know you're a big Man United fan. You said you've been up there a little bit.
Yeah.
What have you made of them this season? Because they're always a talking point, but I mean, you've seen them over the greatest years, and you've seen them at the worst.
It's a struggle, isn't it, mate? I was listening to your callers there, and there's some people that want Amorim to stay, but majority, it sounds like, want to go. What I don't like is the culture of sacking someone straight away. You know what I mean? It's like, I come from a time of knowing United when it was just consistent, and then it falls off. You know, it's a tough time, and I'll tell you what, the culture as well. When I went up there for the Chelsea game, you know, you're in Old Trafford, you're in the Theatre of Dreams, and you're going, the heritage that comes, and I'm looking at my old man on the wall, and then everyone's just worried that we're going to lose. It's just a constant fear from everyone that, are we going to win this? When you used to walk in there and be like, yeah, let's do this. You know what I mean? So it is tough times, mate. And also, Amorim, like, you know, if I'm not mistaken, his past, what he did at his old club, he went in there the first year and they didn't do well. He changed it all around, changed the system to his system, and then the next season they got promoted or they won the league. So I'm thinking, you know, same thing's going to happen here, and it hasn't happened yet. And you're going, oh, and now it's gotten worse and worse and worse. Remember at the beginning of the season, you're going, it's changed. We brought in some players. It's new. It's ready. It's different, and it's even worse than it's ever been. You know, so you're like,
but that's football now.
No, I get that.
You know, longer the days are gone where managers can come in and given time. Now, you know, we're all guilty, right? As fans, as pundits and people, we're all guilty of, you know, sometimes you're not more than 4 games away from your job being questioned.
Yeah.
I mean, people are now starting to question Slot. I mean, he won the title last year.
Yeah.
He's lost 3 games on the spin. And people are starting to question, is he making the right decision? That's the world we live in.
Yeah. I guess what it is that I just don't like that we're in that world. You know, I like that it could be, you know, I think it's a bit harsh that people are sacked that quick and that turnaround's that quick. You almost want to give somebody, you almost want to go, let's settle here and see how it goes. But when you ain't seeing the results, you're like, I don't have a choice here. You know, if things get worse, and I think you guys have been talking for the past however long about these next few games, like, you know, are fans going to be happy saying, let's put the faith in him when you lose the next 4? Knock on wood, you don't. But if it gets worse and worse and worse, you're like, well, we got to make changes.
And also, it's the Champions League football.
Yeah.
You know, Man United have got no European football. When's the last time, I can't remember, it might be more recent than I remember, but you can't keep going, a club the size of United, can't go 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons without being down at the top table. That's where things will have to make a change, right? But United, financially as well, I know that they're a powerhouse and, you know, an absolute monster when it comes to creating money.
Yeah.
But you still need that Champions League football because the fans will demand it and the players will demand it.
Yeah. I think as a club, they probably have, I mean, I could be mistaken, but they probably got the funds, but it's about the fans going, what? How can we not be in here?
What is the atmosphere like up there, Bestie, when you got there?
I mean, it's nice. I mean, I'm very blessed. I'm super grateful to United. There's a real legacy that I'm really proud of that comes with it, as you know. You know, when I go there, I feel nothing but pride. Even if we lose, I'm like, damn, but this is an incredible thing that I get to live. You know what I mean? So you go there, and from a personal, it's great, but right now you can feel, and there's little things, and I probably shouldn't say, but there's little things like, you know, when certain people came in, certain people were let go, and you felt this dynamic change of this, like, old school legacy from people, you know, this is a bit deep, but when I went there when I was 10 and I saw these familiar faces, the same faces I've dealt with my whole life, and then all of a sudden I go there, none of those faces are there.
Yeah.
So the whole thing felt a bit different, but you're still going into, I walk through the thing and I'm looking at you know, the Theatre of Dreams going, damn. You know, this is special.
It's still Old Trafford, right?
Yeah, exactly that. But then when you don't perform, when I'm sitting there with my mates, I brought my business partners, and then we're losing, you're just like, oh, it could be a bit better. You know what I mean? But,
yeah. Jim Ratcliffe, he's been speaking exclusively to the Times and brand new business podcast. Here's him speaking about United gaffer Ruben Amorim.
He needs to demonstrate that he's a great coach over 3 years.
So you give him 3 years.
Yeah, that's where I would be. Yeah, 3 years, because it's not football's not overnight.
No, and as you say, the Alex Ferguson example is exactly that, isn't it?
And you look at Arteta at Arsenal. You know, he had a miserable time for the first couple of years. You know.
Yeah.
He's making some big changes there, Ratcliffe, to be fair, but to say 3 years, it's a results-based business.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. You like to think, oh, yeah, settle in, but this far in, if it isn't settled, you're like, damn, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? How can you go 3 years if you keep on losing? It's just, it go from worse to worse.
It won't.
Yeah.
That won't happen. It's all well and good sitting there and saying that now, but we know, and everyone listening, if things don't go, he will have to go back on that.
Yeah.
And that's just the nature of the beast.
You get why that's done, though. You get why he's going. It's almost like him taking it on the shoulders. Trust in me. I know what I'm doing here, you know? And I'm going to support him. But then, exactly as you said, in 4 games, just say it doesn't go that way. That will be reassessed for sure.
Bestie, he plays a bit of football, Cundy, and I tell you, if he had 4 bad games, mate, at old celebrity soccer, he'd be out the door. I think he'd take himself off.
Mate, I'll tell you something so embarrassing. So I love my football. I've played with you many a time. Jamie still got it, by the way. Pings it about even all
I can't move.
Doesn't run, but just pings the ball here, there, and everywhere. But I got my buddy, you know Tom. I didn't know it was a toast story. Tom Sellers, the chef. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I seen him at his restaurant. He's gone, oh, I've got a Sunday league team. Do you want to come down and play? And I'm going, yeah, I got a bit about me. You know,
Yeah.
it's a bit.
Right.
Yeah, thank you, mate. Appreciate that. But I've been asked that question my whole life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and for a long time, it put me off football when I was younger, and the outside noise affected me. But at 44, I'm like, I do what I would do to make me happy.
Yeah.
So I've gone, yeah, I'll come play your Sunday league on Sunday. He's like, yeah, we're playing the thing. I'm giving it that one. So I go in and I meet his old team. And he's going, oh, yeah, Bestie's got a bit. And I'm walking in there. 2 minutes in, I pulled my hammy. I was like that. And you know when you don't know a single soul, yeah? And I could feel him going, well, he's rubbish, mate. Yeah? And you're like, no, I swear, mate. I play every Sunday.
How can you pull your hamstring? You play centre half.
No, mate, I don't. Funny enough, I think it was actually still the nerves of going to play with these new guys and just going, I want to go out there and perform for your team. It was their own team. They're committed. They love it. And I'm like showing up going, and then 10 minutes in, I'm like, and I didn't even stick around. I just left. I was so pissed off. It was like later.
Look, Bestie, obviously we got to talk about your dad.
Yeah,
it's 20 years since his passing.
Yeah, brother.
Absolute legend. Growing up as George Best's son, you talk about it, getting into football. I know you love football.
Yeah.
Probably quite hard, right?
Oh, yeah. I think, not anymore. I think I mentioned my age there, but the older you get, as everybody will know, you just get a bit more confident in yourself and comfortable in yourself, But for a long time, I remember I played in my whole youth, and then I came to the UK, and the pressure of it all, once I realized the power of what Bestie was, I remember I got off a plane, and I went to some awards ceremony. Do you remember Caprice back in the day? Yeah. So Caprice was there, and I remember we took some photo together, and the front cover of the I think it was the News of the World. I think they've obviously been sacked since then. It was like Bestie's boy, and I'm like, oh, I'll have a bit of this, I loved it at the time, yeah. But then all the questions of the outside noise started coming in, and for a long time, I brought a lot of it on myself. For a long time, there was a lot of grief that came with it. I did well, and then I did bad, and when I did bad, I did really bad.
Yeah,
you've probably both seen a bit. It was documented and all that, but. There's a lot of great things. I'm so blessed to be my dad's kid, and even my old man, and this celebration I've done of his life coming up. It's like there's some darkness comes with it, but you forget about those things when you get older. When there's not a day goes by that someone doesn't tell me a story about Bestie, and I absolutely love it. And I use my social media as a tool, like Twitter. There's 300-something thousand people on there, and they're all United fans, they're all Bestie fans, and they all love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm real proud of it, mate. And I try to represent it now. The older I've gotten, the best I can. Bit younger, didn't quite know how. Fought against it. I was like, well, if I don't play football, I'll just get on the stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is.
Now you've calmed down. And
Yeah. Now I've grown up a bit.
Now you've grown up, and you're like, my dad's George Best.
Yeah. I'm proud, but good luck saying to me, look at him using his dad's name. I'm like, it's my dad, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's George Best.
Yeah,
he's a legend.
Thank you, brother.
Look, loads to talk about with you. We're going to be joined by an artist, a friend of yours, Aidan Phelan, who's been working with Callum on a special art collection to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the death of legendary George Best. I think you've got one of the paintings as well. He's going to come in and talk about that. You're listening to the Sports Bar and talkSPORT. If you've got any questions, by the way, for Callum about Man United, about George Best, give us a call, 03 717 22 3344. You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, and Jason Cundy. We're going to hear from England gaffer Thomas Tuchel. He's been speaking to the media ahead of his side's friendly against Wales tomorrow, which is live on talkSPORT. But we're joined in the studio, TV personality Callum Best, and joining us is artist Aidan Phelan. He's been working with Callum on a special art collection to commemorate the 20th passing of legendary footballer George Best. All right, Aid, how are you?
How you doing? I've got a confession.
Go on.
talkSPORT's the best sports platform in the world.
Yeah.
And
Sports Bar?
I'm obsessed. For 7 years, 2 hours a night, I haven't missed a show.
Good man.
I live in St Martin's Lane. Even when I pop to Stringfellas for my steak, I'll have it on my tablet watching it.
Pop to Stringfellas.
Pop to Stringfellas. I mean,
there's no way you look at a tablet if you're in Stringfellas.
No, I'm being serious. The show, I mean, I watch the morning shows sometimes, but the evening shows, but this Sports Bar,
yeah,
you two guys, whatever you're getting paid, double it.
There you go.
Sports Bar and Stringies.
Yeah.
Amazing. A live show, yeah? A live show.
Yeah, should we do let's do a live show from there.
I had to say, I love the show. The fact that you know the humour, the conversation, the intros to sport. I just think it's a credit to you guys. You're doing amazing.
Cheers, Aid. Thanks, bud. Look, let's talk obviously about the art collection that you're doing and what you do as well, because you've recently done an art collection on Haaaaas as well, right?
Yeah. So I did a 40-piece art exhibition at Soho House in Mayfair for Oasis. So it was kind of like 30 years of Oasis. Definitely, maybe.
Yeah.
And sort of Bestie and me have been friends for 25 years. We've done numerous TV shows together and stuff. And a long story short, he came to the Oasis gig and he
You've done Love Island, have you?
We did something even worse at the time, I'll tell you in a minute. Yeah.
Honey Ranch.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a long story short, Bestie came to the show and he was like, I love the collection. I was with Callum during when his father unfortunately passed, and we were kind of like, let's do something rather than documentaries and stuff like that. Let's do something that will really stay the test of time. So I thought, look, why don't we do a collection? So I've done this 40-piece collection in collab. It's not just him saying in collab. He's been involved from every single image for 4 months. And we have our first show at Old Trafford on the 23rd. Yeah, then we have Hotel Football the 24th. Then we're going to Belfast, and then we're doing Soho House. So the club have got behind it, and Callum's really behind it, and it's just paying tribute to... I'm a Liverpool fan, but I'm a football fan first. So George Best sort of...
I think everyone loved George Best.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think your colours can be left behind.
And I know you're very funny with colours. You say, no.
But you can. I think George kind of transcended that. You know. But sort of go back to you said there's 40 prints, right? How did you come to that? Because there must be thousands of images of George that you could have done any one of those.
I picked 20 images. So I worked around the whole sombrero, that legendary image of him coming through the airport in the 68 with the sombrero. And then I thought he's got a picture of the Playboy hat. So he was a bit of a Playboy.
No.
And then I did one where it was the American. He went to America to play football. So I did a take on Basquiat where I've got him in an American football helmet doing this famous pose that this famous artist did. So there's lots of different... I did a piece where it says arrested for doing impossible things on the football pitch. So... we chose subjects that weren't just about football. We've done a very cool number 7 one, Eric Cantona, Beckham, Best and... Ronaldo, thank you. So we've done some...
He's looking at Bestie there. He didn't help you out, did he?
I didn't know. I was watching him.
Bail me out. So we've gone through... We've tried to get his personality in the images, and they're all very sort of colourful and modern. So it was difficult, but... it's been fun. It's been really cool.
Yeah, Bestie, I mean, obviously seeing the images for yourself, it's a trip down memory lane as well.
I really like it. You know, it's like over the years, mate, I've had so many different opportunities from charity games to podcasts to documentaries, and I've never done anything like this. So it made a lot of sense. And with the fact that it's his 20-year anniversary coming up on November 25th, I thought this is classy, it's respectful, it's a bit young and a bit cool as well. It's like taking this old school icon from the 60s that stands the test of time and making it kind of young and youthful. Like, he's done such a good job. There's pictures of him and Muhammad Ali. There's there's Pele. And what Eddie's done is like got a picture of George, like, and he had a briefcase, but he's removed the briefcase and he's put a goat there. You know what I mean? So it's like you make it cool and modern. There's one as well that I really like where we were really conscious to make it respectful and a celebration, but also Bestie was naughty as well. So he got nicked back in the day for drink driving, right? So we've got him with the police going arrested for doing impossible things on the football pitch. So you're making it lighthearted, you're making it fun. And mate, more than anything, it's just, I think it's a celebration of his life. And for people to be able to get these collector's pieces, if they're Bestie fans, you don't even just have to be a United fan, I don't think. I think you just have to be a fan of Bestie and have this moment of 20 years celebrating his life, mate. You know,
so people can. So you're taking this on tour, right? I'm guessing that people can't buy them when you're on tour because you might get to London, they all run out.
So what we're going to do, we've got 40 originals. They're quite pricey, and but we're doing 100 prints of each original. So when we do the shows at Old Trafford, we're going to have we have the main function room. They're going to invite all the special guests, previous players, present players, and the same with all the venues. And then we've got an online site, and we're saying to people, whoever logs onto the site, aidanphelanart.com, it's on both our profiles. You can, if you purchase a print, we invite you to one of the events. Gotcha. Callum wants it to reach as many people as possible, proper die-hard fans. So the whole idea is to, really celebrate and not talk about all the other things, purely personality in his football. With everything that's going on in the world today, it's about remembering the football and the personality as opposed to everything else.
We've seen Oasis and the comeback and how much they've.
Were you there?
I went twice.
I've been to nearly every gig, and it's like I used to go to all the gigs back in the day, and it was just like, with everything that's going on in the world, just that little bit of fun and that little bit of, especially a person of my age, it's like
fair.
Just having good times, listen to music, and doing this project with Callum. Like I said, it's been 25 years. I met Callum when he first came to the UK as an adult, not as a kid, and we hit it off. We moved in together.
Bet you did.
I was going to say.
I'll hit it off a bit.
Wait till the mics go dead.
Yeah. I wanted to try to keep this high end and talk about George and the class of it, but we did this TV show back, I was 22, 23, I think, where we traveled across America for MTV, and it was called The Best Is Yet to Come, right? And it was about me.
He had to be celibate
for 50 days or 50 nights, like that film. I know,
and my job was not to be celibate and make his job harder.
But I look back and I think
we fell out on the airplane.
Yeah. I look back and think, what a bunch of car crash. But in the moment, you're loving life. You're going to LA. You get a convertible Cadillac. We got a house in the hills. We're best mates. We're living the dream here, mate. You know. And then now, all these years later, to do something real high end, real classy. And you know what I love, mate? Just to say, I go to United all the time. I'm really honored to be invited to the funerals and the gatherings. But this is the first time they've given me a space to do my own thing. Yeah, to do my own thing, to represent my old man. And I'm really proud of that.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, amazing.
So we've created some really cool pieces. And what I wanted to do for your audience as well, if anybody goes on site and they look and they see a print that they like and they get one, we're looking to pick individual people that purchase and bring them to these events with us. Okay. So we'll reach out to people at random, take them to Hotel Football, take them to Old Trafford, Belfast, London. So have a little look, gents.
Night out with Bestie as well?
You know, I'm a different man now, mate. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen?
Really?
You know?
Yeah.
He's still there.
Yeah, such a good liar.
Funny, he was messaging me in IB for the other week.
Are you up?
We've actually got one of the prints that we could show you quickly.
Yes, perfect.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Let's
Just
get it
combined.
out.
Is that all right?
Yeah, of course. Get it out. Yeah, we're live on YouTube, so if you put it in front of one of the cameras, you'll be able to see it.
How cool is that, mate?
I mean,
this comes in 8 different colours.
Yeah, that looks incredible. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see. I mean, that looks incredible.
Isn't it a nice piece of art, mate? That framed on your wall, I think, is beautiful.
We've done a lot in acrylic paint as well. So some of them are stencil, some of them are acrylic, and some of them are stencil and acrylic. But we've done this in 8 different colours.
Thinking that would look cool on my wall.
Well, it's museum quality. The prints are £400 signed, but
and we'll leave the other ones out for this time. But the prints are where everybody can. What we wanted to do. Obviously, there's high-end pieces. Yeah. We're hoping to go to United and the real heavy hitters like it. Yeah. But we also want to make sure there's prints accessible for everybody. Because as you know, I said to him, the social media that have been there that are Bestie fans, I want to make sure them all can get a piece.
Yeah, of course.
You know? And this was when we first did this project. We sat down. The 2 main things were: would it be possible to get Old Trafford, which he said, mate, impossible, and he's landed. And I said, all jokes aside, I went, got to do the sports bar. If we could get on I love the sports bar. No, I'm a huge fan of the show. I
can tell.
No, I'm a huge fan, and I listen in, and it's over the last 6 years with the pandemic and COVID, some very dark times. This show, every night for 2 hours, I get into bed, I'm like, let's go. It's
Why only
amazing.
2 hours?
Pardon?
Well, only 2 hours.
I get bored after that. Go stringfellers for a steak at 12.
Bestie, I've got to ask you, just on memorabilia, obviously you've got these amazing... Have you got any of Bestie's memorabilia?
Well, that's a story that I have to be careful about telling. Sadly not, mate. There's a whole backstory, but for reasons I'll just...
You got a really cool piece.
Yeah. You know, there was... Long story short, there was a will, but it went somewhere else, and for them to run, and a lot of people fell out. Sadly.
Right. Okay.
Sadly, mate.
Sadly,
you know,
yeah.
and you know what, mate? What sucks is that I've not been able to I represent my old man myself.
Yeah.
But I've never been able to do something like this,
Yeah,
and now I have an opportunity to do it. You know,
Mhm.
I've always wanted to create a new boot with someone, and you know, whoever it is, and be able to represent my dad in a cool, youthful way. And now I think this is the first step into that after all these years, mate. 20 years ago, it feels like a whole lifetime, mate. You know,
Crazy.
It is crazy, mate. And, you know, something so creepy the other day as well. Someone sent me this picture, AI,
Hold
right?
on, careful, yeah?
No.
Don't be sending me them pictures again.
This picture,
again.
They do this replica. Let me show you this replica of you. Mate, someone sent me this. It almost made me emotional, which is quite rare. How crazy is that? Me now with how my old man would be now
wow.
from AI.
Okay, so it's
and
AI,
I actually
yeah.
thought, oh, mate, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's an AI picture of you and your dad.
So those people that have lost parents, you know, it's it's a tough thing to go through. And I was in the public eye at the time, and I didn't handle it very well. But the older I got, the more I understood it, and what the issue was, and the illness, and all these things. It gets better for anybody out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I stand here now, a proud man, and I've made this cool thing, and I'm just hoping everybody likes it.
I'm sure everyone's going to love it, mate. I mean, it looks amazing.
It looks really cool.
Well, we'll send you one each.
Yeah, we'll get one on your
If
wall.
you go on the site and pick whatever design you want. We were going to bring them tonight. I thought it might be a bit clumsy, but I'll
You got one with him and Caprice?
Yeah, right. I'm not hitting the legendary status, mate. No one's gonna be painting any paintings of me. You know what I mean?
Look, where can you find this stuff, just so everyone knows where to go?
AidenPhelanArt.com.
Yeah.
It's on Callum's Instagram profile and mine.
Yeah.
You can log on, click, and like I said, we're going to invite the first people that purchase. We're going to invite you to the show, dinner, drink. So it's a really nice little way of proper fans that love football, not just Man United fans. This is a football thing.
Yeah.
The amount of reach that it's getting from various different clubs is fantastic. So thank you very much for letting us
Good
on.
luck.
No, good luck,
It looks
Love the
honestly,
show.
so good.
Love the show. Best show on the radio. Pay them double. Pay them double.
Yeah, I'll see you in stringies, yeah? Legends. Right, we're going to move on.
Boys,
Robert
thank you
Haaaaas.
very much.
Yeah, boys, thanks very
No
much.
worries.
Callum,
Thanks for
you're a
having us.
legend, mate.
You
Anytime
too,
you want to
brother.
come on, you know.
Thank you.
We're only a phone call away. We're going to be, we're going to carry on a good chat. Robert Haaaaas, good friend of mine, unconscious mind therapist. It's part of ADHD Awareness Month. He's coming in the studio as well to have a little chat about that. You are listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT with talkSPORT Bet. Download the new talkSPORT Bet app today. 18 plus. Be gamble dog. You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, and Jason Cundy. We're going to hear from England gaffer Thomas Tuchel. He's been speaking to the media ahead of his game against Wales tomorrow. That's live on talkSPORT. But we're joined in the studio now by a friend of mine, Robert Haaaaas, nation's #1 unconscious mind therapist. He's part of ADHD Awareness Month and Mental Health Day coming up on Friday. Rob, how are you? You good?
Very well, thank you, Jamie and Jason. Thanks for having me here, gents.
Yeah,
Really
I mean, we speak to you quite a lot on the phone,
Yeah.
Late on, and we get you on. But we thought, look, get you in. It's really nice to speak to you. Just, look, ADHD, right? So it's the Awareness Month. Everyone probably knows someone with ADHD. Talk us through why you're involved in it, what it is, and how amazing it can be for people with it.
With it, yeah.
I know a lot of people
They say,
amazing with it.
yeah, well, you know, I got diagnosed, 11 years ago at 37. And, you know, I've studied everything about it ever since. And it's one of them things that when you're at school, you don't understand that you can feel different than everyone else. You don't fit in. You might be the guy that's got friends with everyone. You're sort of friends with everyone, but you don't really fit in anywhere. It's a little bit like bipolar traits. Sometimes you can feel like you're king of the world, or you feel like you're worthless and no good. You don't really do the middle ground. So you have to sort of learn to adjust your mind. So through visualization techniques and thinking, I learned to adjust my mind to sort of stay into the future to keep myself up. But when I come down, I can get up some days and I just feel anxious because my dopamine levels are low. And then, you know, I don't want to talk to people. I feel a bit like introvert and stuff, which is, you know, the opposite from me. And also, one of the other traits that I find fascinating is the hyperfocusing. Because they say that we can't focus, yeah, but we're actually better focusers than the average person, but only on specific things that we have an emotional charge to. So say when I was in history, the teacher could be talking about Second World War. To me, it bored me. The colours were dead. It was all like grey and blue. Like for me, learning that, there wasn't nothing there. I wanted to look at hippies and flowers or something motivating. So the teacher could talk, and I'd really want to learn. Like, I'd really sit there and focus. And as the teacher finished talking, I couldn't remember what he said. But if he come in and spoke about Muhammad Ali, because I used to love boxing as a kid, I remember this actually happening, and he spoke about Muhammad Ali, and I could remember, recite every word he said, like I was just a recording.
Yeah.
And I wrote about 5 or 6 pages down. He marked me with an A and said, see, if you put your mind to it, you can do it. And this is, the problem with it is that we want to learn, but we can't. Literally can't if we haven't got an emotional connection. I think the way with the learning is today, it's not really. Well, they're making a lot of effort actually to tell the truth, but we need to be able to adapt kids to get some sort of interest, to want to learn and emotional connection. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I was diagnosed last year.
So, was you?
Oh yeah, I was diagnosed last year. So
how did you find it as a kid?
Well,
I
okay.
told him he had it.
No, whenever I said to Goldstein, I'm going for it, he said, "Don't bother. I'll tell you now." But I was diagnosed, and there was a number of things that happened which didn't quite sit for me. And it was a bit of a joke in my family. I was my ADHD, but eventually got to a stage where I was doing things which didn't quite make sense to any other people. I can't queue, right? I'm incredibly impatient, cannot queue, and I get anxious if I'm in a queue, or get anxious if I'm stuck in traffic. It's a terrible thing. But going back to what you're saying about as a kid, 100% right, because now, if there is something I'm interested in, I will absolutely. It's like a superpower.
Yeah,
you will concentrate, and it is absolutely something that you will home in on.
Well, you become it's like autism. You can't stop thinking about it.
You're obsessed by it. But there's other things. I mean, what you said there. It's like I can read a book sometimes. I can get the bottom of the page, and I won't have. But I've read it, but I can't remember a word in it.
Same as
the same. But I just going back to that because the older you get, how important is it that you do or don't get diagnosed? Because I was offered the drugs and I didn't bother taking them. So now.
I took the drugs for a little bit, but the side effects give you anxiety because it's amphetamine. It is really good if I'm learning. I would take it again if I was to go back to college or do something because I know you said about reading. This is what I noticed. It was a bit like that movie where you take the tablet and you can sort of see stuff. Limitless. It wasn't as good as that, but it's that sort of thing, yeah? So as I took it and I could read a book, I had a second... Not like if you read me the book, I could understand it, right? But if I read it, as you said... I don't remember a thing. With I took the tablet, it's like I had a second voice in my head, and I could hear myself reading it, if that makes sense, and I could take it in. It was weird. But the side effects weren't too good for me. I used Concerta, and I think it takes your personality away, and the good thing about it...
That's why I didn't take it in the end, because I was glad I got diagnosed because it makes a lot of things make sense now.
Yeah, that's what I was glad about.
A lot of things that make sense. And I still see it. I still get anxious. I still what you just described there. Some days I get up and I do feel very, very odd.
Yeah.
Very odd. And it's like, come on, Jace, snap it. And you can't just snap out of it.
No.
It's very.
No, you've got to roll it out.
I say to Jace, obviously, you know, he's openly said that he's got ADHD, and I said to him, you know, it's a superpower.
Yes.
For
100%.
The way Jason is and how amazing he is on the radio, and he won't mind me saying this, like he's obsessed with football. He loves football, and his knowledge of football, and the detail he knows. He talks to you about things that happened in 1980 and games that he's watched, and he'll remember things. And that's because he's got ADHD. You know, and it is something that's like incredible. I know there's obviously things that he wasn't happy about, but in another way, it makes him who he is.
100%.
You don't want to take that away from him.
No.
Because that's what makes him so amazing.
We're sort of like specialists, like when it comes to parking tickets and things like that. If I do them tomorrow, I'll do them tomorrow because I've got no interest in it. But then we're like specialists at certain things. Then we can be really useless at other things. We can't do that middle ground. And I quite like that in a way, but you know,
no one wants to pay a parking ticket.
You do put things off. Don't
you end up getting cursed with ADHD, though, don't you? I end up like about 4 times the amount of time you pay it. But
for Rob, for people who are out there who are resonating with this a little bit, and probably maybe not been diagnosed, or sit there and think, maybe ADHD, and you don't really want to take the tablets, and you want to have that, you want to keep that person. What can they do from what you've learned to help it and not control it, but
there is a way of focusing. You're right. It's really directing your focus, because as you call it a superpower, it can also be the worst thing that happens to us for suicide. We've got like a high rate of suicide because remember, it ain't about the body doesn't understand what's good or bad for you, but what you pay attention to. So if you're paying attention to bad stuff and loss and what you haven't got and your worries and your fears, we start hyper-focusing on that. Like we could, someone with ADHD could split up with a partner, then hyper-focus. They could really go downhill. So you've got to be careful what you're focusing on, what you don't want or what you want. So if you're focusing on what you want, it's a superpower. And if you're focusing on what you don't want, you're going to go downhill where you get a lot more of addiction, you get a lot more suicides, a lot more alcoholics. In my life, I can honestly say I've drunk just to go to sleep, like a few glasses of wine here and then, because I can't sleep unless I have a couple of glasses of wine. I've sorted it now, but over the years, I mean...
Sleep, I'm one of those. I can lay awake staring. I can lay for hours. 4 o'clock comes around, 5 o'clock comes around.
And the more you want to sleep,
it's murder.
The worse it is. So I think we spoke about quite a lot of times, Jamie, about visualization and stuff.
Yeah, you really helped me. People have obviously maybe heard us speak before, but when I was in a bad place coming out of football, I was low, wasn't I? And
really low.
I come to see you, and I'm not afraid to say it. You put me back on the track of where I wanted to be, and the life path that I've now took was because I started working with you, and the things we talk about in terms of visualizing what you saw for your future, visualize being positive about your life and not focusing on the negatives, right?
Yeah,
that was massive.
And the trick is really to focus on the end goal, like hyper-focus on that end goal, because there's a part of the brain called the reticular activating system. It's a group of neurons at the bottom of the brain opposite the pituitary gland, works as a filtering system. So say quickly, if I was looking at you guys now and you're looking at me and I had to take in everything in my peripheral vision with equal value, my brain will melt down, right? It won't be able to cope with the data. So what it does is it blurs this and allows me just to see you. So it does that with everything in life. So like when I had my son, my oldest son's 27 now, when his mum was pregnant with him, and he, like say 28 years ago, all I done was see pregnant women everywhere. I see buggies, prams. I went into the garage and thinking, what's they doing? There was like Pampers in there and stuff. And then there was like a baby aisle that I've never seen in Tesco's before, right?
It's like when you want a new car, you see that car.
That is exactly it. Or your kids talk about a yellow car and they give each other a dead arm, and then they're like, that silly game they play. But that's exactly what the filter is. But if you're focusing on anxiety all the time and keep talking about it, you'll see it show up everywhere. So like when your kid gets to 6, right? Say for instance in a time of segues, I never see babies or pregnant women anymore. All I've done was see segues and football kits. That's the RAS system. So we've got to start getting into our mind and programming this thing. And it's done by visualization. And the best way to do it is to quieten the mind down, which is hard with ADHD. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll put on like I put what's it called, background music, jazz on or something. Yeah. Because I like the different things. It sort of quiets my mind. Or like 528 hertz. There's a lot of different frequencies. You can go on YouTube now. 423.
I'll put rain music on.
You put one? Rain music, yeah.
Put rain sounds on.
There you go. I like that sort of sound with birds, and I like a mixing up. The more sort of things going on, the better for me. And what it does is that lowers your brain waves. And what you're doing is then taking yourself down from like beta state is where your analytical mind is, So if you think you know what I want to do? I'll go shop today. And then your brain goes, yeah, you don't want to go shop because you won't spend your money. Or blah, blah, blah. That brain that kicks in, some call it the devil or the angel. Well, you want to get beyond the analytical mind to make change. So this is why it's good to put soft music on, close your eyes, and then try to just like take some deep breaths, focus on the music, and your voices pop into your mind, remove the voices, and keep going back to the music till you feel yourself settle, and then get into a visualization state, because your brain goes from beta to alpha into theta state where there's no analytical mind, and that's where you can really get into the operating system and start to make change. But it's not difficult to start programming. It just takes 30 days. So if you practice visualization for 30 days, now I mean, we spoke about visualization. You said to me years ago that since you was a kid, that's all you see. Being a Premiership player every single day. I remember you said even if you had a girlfriend and you was a teenager, like they come second to you. It was football. Visualise. Yeah, and that's the extent. That's how it gets us. And when you get that sort of like a fantastic obsession, which is good with ADHD. So people with ADHD, if you just take some time out, 30 days it takes to build a neural pathway, right? So when you practice visualization, a pathway will light up in your brain on the brain scan, and we can see it light up. The minute you stop it, it'll wear straight off, right? So it takes 10 seconds to wear off. The next time you visualize it, it will take 10 seconds, then like 0.2 of a second longer. So it's a tiny bit of growth because your brain's a muscle, and you keep going. It takes 30, they say 21 days, it ain't, it's like photographic memory, but it takes about 30 days for that pathway to grow. Once it's grown and it switches on, when you stop thinking, that pathway stays on. So the energy runs through the old pathways into the new pathway, and now you start to feel like the person that you've visualized. And this is the biggest learning, I think, that I've really opened me to sort of see things differently and teach people, is that the human mind can only think how you feel. There's never been a human being in 2 million years, while experiencing the emotion of sadness, can make a happy thought. If you feel anxious, your brain checks in the body and goes, you're making anxious thoughts. So if you program the body to feel like you're a Premiership player prior to the event happening, you start to feel like a Premiership player. That means you start working like it, like Muhammad Ali. I am the greatest. I mean, if he never had ADHD, I don't know who did. And I'll tell you another one I've been lucky enough to work with a couple of times is Paul Gascoigne. I mean, I know he's not diagnosed, but I've seen a lot of articles suggesting because of the way he is, he'd do anything on impulse. He'd just run across into defence. He'd just run anywhere he wanted, right? And he'd take shots with no fear. But then he had that emotional, that emotional thing where he can't control his emotions, where he cries, and you see this with people with ADHD as well, So I believe Tyson Fury's got ADHD. If you look at his hyper-focusing, what made him great again is the loss that he had. I mean, not the loss, but once he retired, he got big, his mind went to pieces. It's only when he switched back in again that he...
Rob, do you mind staying for another 10 minutes?
Yeah,
we're gonna, because we've got a break, and we're gonna move things along. So it's a great chat. So if you've got any questions you want to ask Rob, 03 717 22 33 44. Jason Cundy. We got our man Jamie Jackson, who's going to come on and talk about the Ratcliffe interview and the back pages. But we're joined in the studio by Robert Haaaaas, nation's #1 unconscious mind therapist. He's part of the ADHD Awareness Month. I've had a couple of calls, so I think it's only right. Obviously, we reach out to people who might have ADHD and want to talk about it. Let's go to Peter. He's a Watford fan. Oh, he's from Watford. All right, Pete?
All right, Pete.
Hello, mate. Yeah, I'm a Watford fan and from Watford.
All right, lovely. Look, we've got Rob on. Have you got a question? Do you want to talk? What do you want to say?
Well, I'm just saying to your colleague there, like, I've struggled for many, many years, and yeah, with like relationships, I've often be told I'm irritating because just hearing him say there about that hyper focus, like I've never looked at it like that, and yeah, it's been quite an emotional ride, and I was diagnosed this January. Been waiting a long time. I think I'm on the verge of getting medication, which I'm hoping is going to aid me because I don't sleep, go to bed, and I just wondered, you know, how he deals with trying to get to sleep, because when my mind starts, I'm gone, mate. I am there till 3, 4, 5 in the morning, just
This is
wired.
what you were just saying there. Me and Jason were just saying the exact same thing while I was off air about we can't sleep. And do you know what I've found lately that really helps is what's it called? My brain's got some ADHD. It's me.
Not melatonin.
Not melatonin. No, that's good, but it sometimes makes me feel a little bit depressed. That melatonin's good, but magnesium.
Right.
What I noticed is it's about a week of magnesium. You know, it don't get you asleep, but when you do get asleep, I have a better quality. I might only wake up once instead of like, you know, I woke up this morning, all my pillows were on the floor. I think, have I done that? I'm kicking, my arms go everywhere, I don't know. And when you said about getting on people's nerves, I get on my own nerves. You know what I mean? Like, I'll get on my own nerves.
I don't get it. I feel like I'm coming across with a good intention to support someone,
yeah.
help someone. But because to them, I'm just a persistent, like, I don't know, like a wasp in your face, you know what I mean? I when you get that rejection that you're an irritant,
it's not nice.
That
Yeah.
then sends me into like, well, I'm irrelevant then. What's the point of me trying? Well, do you know what I mean?
I get it, and we are very emotional people. We don't.
I dwell on it so much.
Our emotions ain't very. We're not very good at handling our emotions, you know. So like, if someone has a joke with you, I can have a joke with my mates, and someone could say something, and if it touches my emotion, if it's someone I like or I think they think low of me, it could be something really silly, and then that's it. It goes in my mind, and then I just can't get it out of my head. Yeah, it's like
It goes round and round
It goes
and round
and round, and it's like it could go on for 2 days, and it's like
you get nowhere.
Yeah, I know it's stupid, but I just feel this little bit of annoyance, and it just does my head in. And you know, the thing in relationships is we are very emotional, and like we do see some. We can look obsessive because we actually do really mean it with love and care. And, you know, we might come like love, like we get accused for love bombing like narcissists can do, yeah, but it ain't the same thing. We actually really do over hyper focus when we care about things. So it can look like we're love bombing, but we're actually not love bombing. We're actually like really being genuinely and want to express how we feel, but then we actually go on and on and on and on and on because we can't get it out of our head. And this is the problem. We get misunderstood at school, with relationships, with friends, and you know, as I was saying before, we can feel like $1 million when we wake up, or we can feel like we're worthless. We never do the middle ground. So I would honestly recommend
Magnesium's a good shout.
Magnesium's amazing.
Yeah, I used magnesium baths. You get the magnesium salts. I don't know if you've got a bath, Pete, or you can get the magnesium rub. You can rub it in at night. It does that really helps. Have one of them before you go to bed, and that helped me out massively.
Yeah.
I used to have that a lot, and it did help me sleep.
Yeah, I've just run out of them, so like I keep thinking I'll get them tomorrow. It's been like about 2 weeks so far, but I keep thinking I've got to go and get them.
Yeah.
So that's why I've been sleeping this week that well.
Have we got anyone else? Can get anyone else on Rice? I can't see him. He's behind the thing. Let's go to Amani. He's an Arsenal fan. Amani?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Yeah, good, mate.
mate.
Go on.
Yeah, no, not bad, lads, not bad. No, really, what you said kind of like spoke to me, and like, I've personally never been diagnosed, but always, you seem to like attract people who also are, if that makes sense. And
Yeah.
It makes sense.
It does.
So, everything you've said really kind of resonated with me. But do you know that time when you're trying to actually find diagnosis for it? Like, that kind of goes against the nature of what the nature of the beast is, in a way, you know what I mean? It can be like, I know where sometimes it's like having to respond to certain things, and then it becomes like a part of, I don't know, I think I got lost in that. How would you go about actually taking that step out and, you know, helping yourself really?
In which area? Helping yourself in which area? Sorry.
We're going to get diagnosed?
Yeah, getting diagnosed.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
There's only one thing you can do, go doctors. That's the only thing you can do. But, Joe, like I've seen a lot of these. I went to doctors with someone and they filled the sheet out, and every question they answered, because it wasn't a doctor, they have these people they train now. I don't know what they are, but they're not specialists. They're not trained in mental health, really. And then they fill out a form, and this girl said that she hadn't got it. I mean, she was riddled with it. It was in her toenails. Like, I know everything. I know all the signs, and every answer she answered said that she had ADHD, and they never give it to her. So it's a bit of an hard one. I mean, the queue's a few years wait, I think.
I went private. I had to go
That's
private.
the way, yeah, because
that's the only way, and it's not cheap. It cost me over £1,000.
Yeah, this is the only way you can really do it, and really, they don't do nothing for you. They just can offer you tablets. Then that's it. There's no help. There's no understanding. There's no like teaching you to move forward or schools or anything to help you. No. And also, the people were saying at the moment, you know, everyone's got ADHD. Now, let me tell you something. They reckon 7% of the population have ADHD. Not only 1%'s been diagnosed.